I started the live and I wasn't even in it. Hold on, people. Hold on, people. I gotta do something about this background. Mike's on everything. Chris, big up everybody in the chat. Just gotta move all that. Don't know how I didn't see it. Give me 1 second. There we go. Dirty laundry's all out of the way. What's going on, people? Welcome to Man Knows Football. You are here with Guni and Jess. I do have that shirt that season we finished 10th, but I know I've been in this new place for weeks. I ain't opened the rest of the suitcases, and the Samsung kits are in there. But right now, we're not rolling with free. I'm still within my first 3 minutes, so I'm not allowed to say any curse words. But big up everybody that's in the chat. Joey, I see you. CFC Fahim, I see you. Newsflash, I see you. You get me? Jay Tapia, I see you. Today is going to be the interactive calling show, aiming to do this once a week, like I did say last week. Very much did enjoy it. So today's really about getting you lot's perspective, me just really asking the questions. And also, I don't know if a lot of you have noticed, but a massive question that kept on coming up on the lives was finally answered. And if you don't know what that is, head over to Troops' channel back again and have a look at who featured on the podcast today. Yes, I was back. I'm back. You know what I mean? For that episode, going forward, you lot are going to have to wait and see, though. You get me? I ain't trying to say too much, but I will say this, though. It was good to be back working with Zar and Troops. Like I said, we've always been cool. Just because I weren't on camera with them don't mean that we weren't friends. I've always been good with them. But, you know, the dynamic was still the same. Felt like I'd never left. You know what I mean? So big up Troops, big up Zar. Definitely after this live stream, make sure you do check that out. But a lot has happened since when was the last time I was live? I think it was just before the Lille game. So I thought we'll talk about that just briefly talk about that before we move on to today's Champions League draw, and today being the apparent deadline day for the bids for Chelsea Football Club. Big up Exeter 1985, big supporter of the channel. Thank you very much for the super chat. Guni, when are you buying Chelsea? Come on, bro. Hey, listen. I tried to get the consortium together, and that is all I shall say for now. Yeah, the results will be out soon, and you shall find out whether Al Guni bin Fayed has made a bid for Chelsea Football Club. Let's see. You should go back on there when we win the Champions League again. Show them we're the best club in London. Ha. Hopefully we can run that back, Turbo. But you know what? I think I'm just gonna put the link in the chat. So I just put the link in the chat right now, or should I wait a minute? Should I wait for a few more people to jump in? Because right now I'm only seeing we've got 28 people in the building. Might wait to get to about maybe 40, 50 people before I put the link in there. So people, make sure you do share this link. Share it. So the algorithm can push it forward on YouTube. Also, if you are new here, we are on the road to 10K. So your subscription would most be appreciated, as well as the like as well. You get me? So make sure that you do share. Big up yourself, Emmanuel. Love your content from Nigeria. Hey, big up the Nigerians, them 100%. Nigerian jollof rice is the one. No disrespect to Ghana, but the Nigerian jollof rice 100% is the one. Big up you, man. You get me? We're here. Ripple says, what are your thoughts on today's draw? We're going to talk about that. Do you know what? Today's not really about me. Today's about you lot's opinion. I'm just waiting for more people to come in the chat before I post the link and I pin it. So it's business as usual. The banter from them was real, all that talk, but can't be on top of us in the table. Craig Malloy, big up yourself. Love the bond of you, Lee Northside and Eunice. Great quartet. Respect, man. Nah, respect to you. Thank you for jumping on the live and supporting the channel. You get me? But yeah, do you know what? I'm getting a bit impatient. I kind of want to start the interactions already. I'm not going to keep you lot waiting longer. It's been a couple of days since I've gone live, so we are going to pin the live. Hold on, let me go to my stream on the actual YouTube and not in StreamYard. so I can post this link. Right. So view on YouTube. Here we are. And here is the link. Pow. And we are going to pin pow. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yep. So the link should be in there. My first guest. Oh, I've got quite a few people in here. First one in, CFC Fahim. First time on, I believe. Yo, what's good?
Assalamu alaikum, Al Guni. How are you doing, my brother?
Hey, listen, I'm waiting on the salam alaikums, but alaikum salam. I'm waiting for the Saudi. Trust me, you see, if the Saudis take over Chelsea, Guni bin fired in full effect. Yeah, definitely. But hey, can you get your camera on? We need the camera on, my guy.
The camera. Okay, sure. I'll do it for you. There.
Yeah, man. Everyone got to show their face jumping on the camera. What are you telling me, CFC Fahim? Let's start off real quick with the Lille versus Chelsea game, the 2-1 result. Sent us to the quarterfinals, bro. Chat to me, bro.
Yeah, I mean that game. The lineup was a bit odd, I would say, because we were playing like three in midfield. I
Yeah,
thought it would have been a tactical masterclass, considering the fact that the first leg, Lille tried to press us very high.
yeah.
So I thought, you know what, Tuchel's gonna outnumber them in midfield. And that's why I thought, that's why Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho started all together in that midfield against Lille. But I don't know, it felt a little bit dodgy. Not gonna lie, their press was a bit mad. It was a bit
No,
mad,
I have
and
to. I've got to agree with you. I thought, in particular, in that 3-5-2, Jorginho struggled as well, and Lille targeted him quite a bit. Obviously, he done well to come back and provide the assist for Christian Pulisic. But second half, definitely Mason Mount coming into the lineup. We went back to the 3-4-3, and the pressing up top, the counter pressing was much better. We already know that's in Mason Mount's locker. He's a very good at initiating the press and really just winning the ball high up the field. So I think that massively helped us.
yeah, I agree. Jorginho, for me, like, if it weren't for that assist, I think he would have had a stinky performance because he gave the ball away like in two crucial areas where he lost the ball, dispossessed,
Mhm.
and then they counterattacked, and we were lucky not to concede from those counterattacks because it could have been a different game. Could have been a different game. Not only that, he also I don't think it was intentional, but he obviously handballed it for the Lille penalty. So if he didn't get that, the assist that he made was brilliant. It was a brilliant assist to Pulisic,
Yeah.
and the XG for that goal was 0.06 or something like that. It was a mad finish from Pulisic. I'm not gonna lie, but if it weren't for that assist Jorginho made, then it would have been a very poor performance from him, especially from him because he always performs in the big stages and especially in the Champions League. So I
Mhm.
was a bit surprised when he was just losing the ball like that.
I think again, I just think it came down to the tactics. So the lineup, he struggled in that midfield five,
Yeah,
and also as well, I felt that our wing backs weren't really able to get forward, and because of that, we
yeah,
were struggling to create opportunities. And Lille really took advantage and pressed us, especially Yilmaz. What a game that he had! I felt he ran the show.
yeah.
But I've got quite a few people waiting, so we're going to move on to your thoughts on the Champions League draw today. Obviously, we have draw Real Madrid. The first leg will be at the Bernabeu. It has been confirmed. What are your thoughts on that? Do you reckon it's a run it back situation like last season and we're going to do them again? Or do you reckon it's a little different this time?
I think they were like my third option, like my third favorites that I wanted us to match. It was Benfica number one, Villarreal, then Real Madrid, or Atletico Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you watched Real Madrid against PSG, the first leg, right, they lost that game. They were sitting deep against PSG the first game. Right,
Yeah.
then Mbappe scored the last minute goal, and second leg they scored early. PSG scored early, making it 2-0 up. But for me, PSG bottled that game. They 100% bottled that game. Real Madrid didn't. have any right to win that game 3-2. So I have confidence in Chelsea to beat Real Madrid. I think we play more as a team rather than individuals. So a team unit always beats individuals. So let's hope Chelsea can beat Real Madrid.
Now, 100%. And one question before you go: who is your first choice for new Chelsea owners out of the bidders that we do know?
Bro, it's the Saudis, bro. I said assalamu alaikum, man.
Come on, my brother. Yeah, man.
Bismillah. We'll see. We'll see it. Inshallah.
Hey, we need to make it happen, bruv. Come on, Saudis. But big up yourself. Thank you very much for joining in. I've got several other people waiting. Hopefully, I can see you again next week, man. Enjoyed that fight.
Me too. See you. Take care.
Prasanna, good to have you back, my friend. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thank you. Have you been? Guni?
Not yet. Listen, the people will know when Al Guni arrives. Trust me, because this Guni is not going to be around. It will be Al Guni. Trust me. But Prasanna, you did send me a message earlier that you had a preview for this weekend, right? Or was it a post match? One of the two.
No, I think the one I said was just my reaction on the overall UCL draw. What happened?
Okay, cool. So definitely check that out, Prasanna. Do you know what you can do? After we're done here, give me the link in the inbox and I'll throw it in the chat so the people can watch it as well. But yeah, Prasanna, how are you doing? We're going to have a quick little talk about the Lille game. Then we're going to move on to the Champions League draw. Then we're going to speak about your thoughts on the ownership situation. But Lille, 2-1 result, very good result. A tale of two halves again, something that I do like to say on the channel. The 3-5-2, let's start off with that. We started off with the 5 midfield. What did you think of that? Like, it didn't really work out for me, but what did you think looking at that?
That was pretty odd, and I don't think we've played it since when we got slapped by Man City at home back in September. I think that was the last time we played that formation, and this formation looked very odd. And Havertz and Pulisic at times looked very, very isolated in the front, and we weren't even creating anything. Little credit to them; they came out all guns blazing, and they deserve the 1-0 lead at least for the major part of the first half. They created the better chances, and I think just that goal before halftime from Pulisic, it kind of killed the game.
Yeah. Also, as well, like I mentioned in the previous one, just the wing backs not really able to get up and down in the first half was really stifling us, because in this system, as we do know, the wing backs are essentially our wingers, and what we have up top are 3 forwards. But yeah, second half, Mason Mount, man. Again, I thought he was key to changing the game as well, just helping us create overloads on the wings as well, and just really getting our opportunities from there. And from that point onwards, I think for me, I just felt the confidence that another goal was going to come, and boy, did it. Mason Mount with the corner, Azpilicueta with it was a lucky finish, but still we did well to get there. Came off the inside of his knee. Yeah, love this celebration. But that just brings me on to the next topic, the Real Madrid versus Chelsea draw. How do you feel about that? Because I'm not too worried. Like I've said, like, you can bring me anybody over 2 legs. I'm not too worried. Like, people have got to respect that we're still champions of this competition. But tell me your thoughts on that.
Actually, I wanted to correct you on what you said to Fahim. We host the first leg, not Santiago.
Oh, is it not? Oh, is it not Bernabeu? I saw somewhere that it was changed around on.
That actually Cancela posted it. Nisa Cancela posted it before, but in the Chelsea website, it's confirmed that Stamford Bridge is hosting the first leg.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much for that update. So Prasanna has just let me know right now that it will be at Stamford Bridge, the first leg. I did see on social media that it was going to be at the Bernabeu, but apologies, people, for the confusion. But Prasanna, go ahead.
Yeah, man. I just hope we get fans for the state. I just really wish we have a full house at Stamford Bridge so that we can give a certain snake the respect he truly deserves. You know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was disappointed we didn't have fans last time we played them, when we battered them. That game should have been 4 or 5. But this time, I think, yes, it's a better team. It's a better manager, Ancelotti. They're going for the league. They're just 5 wins away from winning La Liga. And Benzema's on smoke, man. We have to keep him in check. If we don't keep him in check, he'll kill us over in 2 legs.
Yeah, and I mean, even last season, especially in the Bernabeu. Benzema did give us a game still, but this season he's just taken his game to a different level. But it's not just Benzema that we've got to be careful about.
Yeah,
Real Madrid have got their own problems that they got to worry about. I mean, that midfield performance last time, I mean, Mason Mount ran them absolutely ragged. I mean, it was a case of you could see and from night to day, like old legs versus the new legs, and obviously the new legs with the footballing brain, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, they couldn't handle it, and we beat them over 2 legs. Honestly,
Kante had Casemiro in one pocket, Kroos in the other pocket.
Oh yeah, it was just a perfect scenario for Chelsea Football Club. And honestly, although I do think Madrid have improved since then, I still think we've got it in us to beat them over 2 legs. But yeah, so do you think we're gonna make it through?
I've always maintained from the start that we'll go to the semis at least. But I think we will go to the semis, and I genuinely think Man City will knock us out over 2 legs. I have a slight feeling that might happen, but yeah, come on, Atleti, do what you always do.
100%. And before I get anybody else on, I need to hear your thoughts on the ownership situation. Obviously, today is the quoted deadline for the bids to come in for Chelsea Football Club. Everybody obviously has their favorites. I'm not against anybody who doesn't want the Saudis or whatever. I'm just interested to know who you would like to see take over Chelsea Football Club and why.
The concrete bidders are the Saudis, and if Saudi takeover happens, I'm also changing my name to Al Passan bin Shad.
We're gonna have a whole entourage of just
exactly. I actually researched what Muslim names matches the name of Farsana, which means kind of cheerful, happy, and Shad means happy, cheerful. So why not Al Passan bin Shad? Has a nice name to it, doesn't it?
So you're Team Saudi as well, man.
Yeah, but anyway, I think the 3 are. One is Todd Bowley, the LA Dodgers owner. One is the Candy, and the other one is obviously the Saudis. But yeah, let's see. Any one of them I'm fine with, as long as they have the same ambition to win, if not better than Abramovich.
Absolutely. But in terms of better than Abramovich, it's gonna be a massive ask, man. He done a lot.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying at least the same. At least continue the same ambition. We need to win trophies.
Yeah. So definitely. But I think that's what he wants. Owners that are going to continue his vision.
Yeah.
Prasana, thank you very much for joining in. Hopefully, I will see you again next week. I'm going to try and keep it at this time, unless the only time I will change the times is if there's a game at this time. I might do it slightly earlier, or I might go after the game. So, yeah, if you're subscribed, you're going to know anyway. But thank you very much, Prasana. Your channel. Before we leave, let the people know your channel and where to subscribe, where they can see you.
Yeah, okay. So my full name in itself is Prasanna Balkrishnan. This is my channel where I do stuff on football. I do on cricket. Obviously, follow these 2 sports mainly. And sometimes due to my work constraints, I'm not able to see all the games and give reviews accordingly. So as much as possible, I try to review all them games. And now with even the big cricket season coming up, there's so much content coming out. So yeah. I'm just like about 50 short of 400. So yeah, hopefully that can get this going.
Yeah, man. Let's help Prasanna get there. Let's show him some support. But definitely send me the link to your YouTube, and I'll definitely plug it. I'll put it in the description anyway. After this is done, just make sure you remind me. I can be a little bit forgetful sometimes. But thanks for joining in, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. Man like Joey, what are you telling me, my guy?
What's good, brother? What's good?
Yes, man.
Oh, man. I was about to hit you with the assalamu alaikum, but I'm gonna start knocking on wood over here and stuff, because like we don't need to be putting any type of jinxing towards that yet.
Yeah,
the way I see it.
We're gonna come on to that. We're just gonna talk real quick about Lille, then we're gonna talk about the draw, then we're gonna come on to.
All right, fair enough.
But yeah, obviously the game against Lille, we made it through 2-1. Lovely goal from Christian Pulisic, very well timed run, good pass from Jorginho, and then obviously the super knee from the super captain Cesar Azpilicueta to make it 2. And let me not disrespect Lille, they did get their penalty. Barak Yilmaz dispatched that clinically. I thought he was the man of the match for them, to be honest with you. Quite surprised that they performed.
Yeah, it's a good player.
Yeah, quite surprised they performed the way they did without Renato Sanchez. So respect to Lille. Definitely weren't mugs. They weren't mugs, bro. I thought they
No, by any means. But I have a theory about this whole game, okay? And I mean, I might be wrong, but I have a theory. I felt like we played really a game not to lose to start.
Mhm.
I feel like the first half, the way that we just came out, we played the game not to lose and not to win because we knew we had the 2-goal lead. It felt like we just didn't play anything too expansive until we didn't start hitting real deeper passes. We didn't start through the line balls at all until we got scored on. So it just felt like we were just kind of just letting things happen and just seeing how the game progressed. And I felt like Thomas Tuchel would have been okay with the 0-0 if it happened that way. And that's just the way I saw it. And I mean, with everything on top of what's going on outside, I'm sure that they would have been okay with the 0-0. And I feel like we don't give enough credit to these guys yet about yes, they're professional footballers, but they're also people too, they're dealing with all this outside pressure the most, and they're dealing with it well on top of our go over here, Thomas, just dealing with it. Every press conference, just dealing with it. But overall game, I just felt like we played not to lose, and then Aspi just positioned himself correctly in front of the ball, to score. As much as it was luck, he positioned himself right to get in front of it.
Absolutely. He had to get there. Nonetheless, even though it came off his knee, it was a good
thing.
But he done what we needed to do, and it sent us into the next round, the quarterfinals against Real Madrid. Joey, do you reckon we can run it back the way we did last season and beat Real Madrid?
So I feel like the big matchups are on the wings, right? Real big matchups end up on the wings, right? We end up seeing we have to have Reece James for that game. We absolutely have to have
both legs.
Yes,
absolutely.
Because Vinicius is just on this year has been his come up year. Last year we didn't see this Vinicius. This year Vinicius has came up, but Reece can still handle that, man. I have no doubts in my mind that Reece can handle it. But it also comes onto the other side, where I think that left side, our left side, is going to be so crucial because if Christian Pulisic can counter the way that, because they leave that space open, Carvajal leaves that space open consistently. It is consistent. He leaves that space wide, and they have to put a winger back there to replace Carvajal occasionally because he just gets beat so badly. If Pulisic can have another good game on that left wing, I just consistently want to see him coming off that left wing, driving at people off that left wing. Then I don't see any reason why we can't go back to back and see City in the next leg, because I just don't see Madrid doing it to City.
Yeah, I was just letting the people know that I did make a mistake. Well, the thing is, I saw on social media at first it was announced that Chelsea would be playing at the Bernabeu, and that's what I went with. But apparently, we will be playing at Stamford Bridge for the first leg, and that's a big thing. Definitely, no, I agree with you. That's an interesting analysis for how we can definitely beat Real Madrid. Obviously, Benzema, I felt he was good over. I thought he was good, especially at the Bernabeu last season. This season, he's definitely taking his game up to a next level. He's going to have to be someone we're going to watch, obviously. But this is where I have faith. We've got the best centre back in the world, in my opinion, Thiago Silva. We've got Rudiger in world-class form. You know what I'm saying? We've got reliable guys in that defense that can take care of business for us. But
we just can't make the same kind of mistakes PSG made in the back line.
I don't think so.
That's really what it comes down to, because two goals came off of mistakes from PSG, just straight mistakes. If our center backs don't make those kind of mistakes, Marquinhos mistakes, then there's no way we let Benzema get more than a goal in 2 legs. I really don't see it happening.
Just before we end this call, obviously I already know which team you're on in terms of the takeover. But obviously today being deadline day, I'm just trying to get as many opinions as possible. Who do you think is going to be the next owner of Chelsea Football Club? How is it looking based on the information that you've seen? Because I know you've been keeping an eye on the situation.
Yeah, I've been very close. I've been doing a lot of Saudi research too, because I'm also Arabic as well. So, like, the big thing for me is I obviously want the Saudis to win it, but I've been looking a little bit more into Nick Candy, because like the one thing is like his connection with the UK government, like, currently, like, just gives him like a ridiculous advantage in my opinion. And then he just got like Korean investors too. So I've been like doing a bunch of reading on that today. And like, I think like there's no way that individual who grew up in the same time frame as us, like me and you, our age group, Guni, that is not going to want the same ambition as Roman Abramovich. So I do not see him being a bad second option to the Saudis, in my opinion. Because I just see him seeing the type of success that he's grown up with, and wanting to have that same type of success, and he's putting himself around Giancarlo Vialli, like he's putting himself around football people.
Legends,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like in my eyes, it's like if he gets it, all right, but just keep the Americans away from us, man, please, just please.
So Joey,
please, Bully, please.
All right,
and I
Joey.
live here, please. Keep him away from us.
Joey's American, and that's what he's telling us. But Joey, thank you very much for joining in. I've got several
My brother
waiting.
Have
backstage.
a good one.
I don't want to keep them for too long, but big up yourself, Joey, man. Hey, Bugs, you're on next, and then after I've got Jake Gilbert, I've got J Tapia 93, and I've got Sid, and then Hanno Chelsea fan keeps coming on and off, but I've got you as well, bro, as long as you're there. But man, like, hey, Bugs, what's going on, my bro? Oh, the camera's gone. Yo, you there?
Yo,
Bugs, you hear me?
Yo.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, my bro. What go on? What are you telling me?
Hey, bruv, finally good to see your face. You've been around from like
can you hear me now?
back again, bruv, from way back, fam. So like it's good to see you here, bruv.
Yeah, fam.
But I swear you're not even a Chelsea fan. Are you an Arsenal fan or you Chelsea?
Bro, that's Chelsea, man.
Oh no, I got you mixed up with someone else. My bad, bro. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, the Wi-Fi is moving a bit mad still. Can you get closer to the modem? Because it's kind of choppy. Bugs, listen, you're gonna have to fix the connection. I'm gonna bring you back in though. Stay there. Try and fix the connection. I need you to jump back on. So stay there, blood. I'm gonna bring someone in until you fix that. Man, like Jake, what's going on? He's got the camera working this week.
Hey. Finally it's working, the camera. And I sorted it out. It works better on my phone to come on the stream.
There you go, man. Big up yourself. Thank you very much for joining in again. You were here last week. To the people that don't remember, his camera wasn't working last week, but it definitely is working today. But talk to me. Let's discuss the Lille game real quick before we move on to the draw and the ownership situation. Talk to me about that 2-1 victory, Chelsea versus Lille.
Good game. I think we did enough. I think we did enough and stuff. The thing I noticed at the start of that game with the build-up was like that atmosphere was absolute hostile. It was like with the tifo, and I think it's probably the most hostile atmosphere we've seen post-COVID, I think. But the team did enough. Great goal from Pulisic, and even an amazing goal from Aspie off the knee, which was quite. Yeah, not often you see that. And it
was, I mean, it's like one of the previous callers said. They said, although he was a bit jammy coming off the knee, he had to be there to get there. So good positioning from the captain. Yeah. He wanted that more than anybody and got the goal. But I mean, again, the 3-5-2 start was a bit shaky from us. We weren't really able to get forward on the wings. Our wing backs were quite pinned. Jorginho, I felt, was being targeted quite a bit. Lost possession quite a lot in that midfield. But as soon as Mason Mount came on, we had the 3-4-3. We looked a lot better. But yeah, give me your thoughts on Mason Mount coming on, changing the game.
Changing the game, I also thought it was pretty weird to see all three of Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic in the middle. But I think, like one of the previous callers said earlier on, that we played it safe. We played not to win, but not to lose as well. And we were in a case in the first half where we were going behind and we had to get a goal. It was like 5 or 6 minutes later we got the goal, which was good.
No, definitely. I mean, listen, for me, look, we're going to come on to the Champions League draw now. We've got Real Madrid. And when you watch them against PSG, somebody in the comments actually made a very, very good point. PSG really bottled it because it was not taking anything away from Real Madrid. It was a great performance from them, but it was essentially two mistakes that got Real Madrid back in the game and away. Do you know what I mean? And it's a situation that we keep seeing time and time again with PSG. They get to the important games. They've got the capability to beat these teams, but they always bottle it. Always bottle it. Now, I'm not as scared of Real Madrid as a lot of people are. I'm going to respect the form of Benzema. I'm going to respect the form of Vinicius. I'm even going to respect the form of Modric because he had a fantastic game against PSG. But I still think we've got enough to beat them. What do you think?
Yeah, and yes, the interesting thing I can mention is like PSG gave us the perfect blueprint how to play, how not to play against Real Madrid.
Yeah,
they capitulated. I think the guys must watch that game beforehand when they prep for it and see, like, listen, you don't make a mistake like this. But then, that being said, we've got a much better backline than PSG. So I think we'll be okay, especially Silva and Rudiger. What a combo.
No, absolutely. And, you know, as a lot of people are saying, oh, Benzema is a different beast from last season. And, you know, in my opinion, Thiago Silva is even shown solid performances this season. So the same case argument could be made for him. But do you feel optimistic that we'll be able to go through to the semi-finals over 2 legs?
I think we will. And yeah, Real Madrid is a better team this season, but I think we also, the same team that won it last year has been now longer together. So I think we'll be okay. But I do think it's not going to be, I'm not going to be too overconfident and say we're going to run away at all.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be like either a 1 or 2 goal gap between the two teams. I think could even go to extra time, but I think we'll be okay. I don't think it's going to. I think it's more likely it's going to finish without extra time.
I think so too. I reckon we'll be able to get the job done in 90 minutes, to tell you the truth. But let's move on to the next topic, which is obviously today is the rumored deadline day of the bids for Chelsea Football Club. Who out of the prospective owners are you hoping will get hold of the club?
It's anyone for me. Anyone except the Chicago Cubs, the Ricketts family, because I've heard they're very, very similar to the Johnson with the New York Jets owner, I think. So I do think it's going to be the Saudis. I would love to see Nick Candy getting involved with the club as well. And then in the case if he gets involved, we're probably going to see Vialli involved with the club as well, which would be perfect because you would have like a proper true blue absolute legend of the club involved with it.
Another thing as well is that they'll also allow fans to have a stake in the club so we can have our say, which to me is a great thing.
Yes. So no, I'm all for that, but I think the Saudis is going to get it. It's very interesting to see later.
I think so too, and I only say that because of, again, I only know with the information that everybody else is getting off the socials and that. But from what I've seen, they're the only one that are able to finance that 2.7 billion cash bid that they said that they wanted to do. I've heard from several other stories that, you know, the Bowleys and 1 or 2 others, they're still looking for investors last minute and they're getting so and so last minute and so on and so forth. It just seems with the Saudi media group that everything just seems ready to go and there's not going to be any hitches about it. They've got a clear plan.
Yes.
They let us know what they want to do. But obviously it comes down to Roman Abramovich and the Rain Group to make that decision as to who they think is going to be best for the club. And that gives me extra confidence. So whoever ends up having Chelsea Football Club, we have to remember Roman was part of the decision alongside Rain Bank. Due diligence was done. So we're going to have to trust Roman Abramovich regardless. But Jake, thank you very much for joining me. I've got a couple of others
Thanks,
that
man.
are waiting patiently backstage.
Yes.
Thank you very much, man. Have you got anything that
Yes,
you want to
man.
plug? Have you got a channel of your own or anything that you want to
No,
plug?
no. I'm not. I'm only following you guys on YouTube. Yes. No, man. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. And I mean, me and you and Eunice's channel enjoying the most of the lot.
Appreciate
And
it,
Matisse.
man.
Have to give a mention to Matisse as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. Big up Matisse. Matisse is doing massive things outside of his platform.
Yes.
Well, really, really works hard. But thank you very much for joining in, Jake. My brother, what's going on? Back
What's up, Cheap Nose
last
Football?
week.
How you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm good. It's not yet. It's not yet. When if it's official, trust me, I'm gonna be that guy. The whole salam aleikums and all that.
Yo,
is
me and you
coming
both.
out, man.
I'm going
Yeah,
halal.
trust me.
That's my life.
We're gonna have a whole entourage of just newly founded
Jesus.
Saudis in the Chelsea community, man. But yeah, are you still at work? Are you gonna get in trouble for this?
Nah, bro. I'm. You know how bored I've been at work? I've been alone like since 9 a.m. Dead,
Okay,
quiet.
fair enough.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
But yeah, man, talk to me. Let's go briefly through the little game that we saw the other day. I think I've given my thoughts several times already, and the people are tired of hearing me speak. So I'm just gonna let you just answer. Just give me your thoughts on the Lille versus Chelsea game.
Thank you. So, you know, when we saw the formation, you know, the 3-5-2, it was bizarre to all of us. You know, we don't really play like that. 3 center defensive mids. We were thinking like, are we really gonna, you know, ultra defensive, park the bus kind of mentality to hold the 2-goal lead? And the one thing is that maybe the players weren't too used to it because we were like pretty bad, and then Christensen got hurt early on, and you know, Jorginho with the handball, like, you know, it is what it is. He was, you know, not that great in that game, and the assist did make up for it. But of course, Pulisic, perfect finish, and Espilicueta with that goal from the knee. I hope Timo learned that's how you touch with your knee, because like spot on, like bullet pass or bullet shot. And I think that we were very lucky to get that goal right before halftime, that momentum shifter. But I'm just glad to see the players didn't look too distracted from what's going on outside of the control, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. So, in fact, I mean, it was an encouraging 2-1 victory, because another thing that I haven't mentioned in any of the other interviews is that we do have a lot going off the field, and what's going off the field is serious stuff. The players' futures are, you know, it's not very clear. Nobody knows what's going on. It's an uncertain time at Chelsea Football Club. So, really, I've got to give props to the manager Thomas Tuchel, just the way he's handled things all round, not even just with the team in terms of just dealing with the media, the way he's answered questions, and the way he's really put journalists in their place. Because now I'm sure a lot of them are sitting back and they're thinking, we got to think twice and be careful before we ask Tuchel questions, because he's a sharp one, so he knows how to do that. So definitely the way this situation is being handled, we're very, very lucky to be in this situation, and they would make it extra special. Imagine if we were to win the Champions League under these circumstances. It would be a very Chelsea thing to do. Yeah, which brings us on to the next question. The Champions League draw was today. It will be Chelsea versus Real Madrid, the first leg at Stamford Bridge. How do you feel about that? Do you reckon we've got the potential to go through to the semi-final?
You know what? I think it's a low-key blessing because, you know, we all thought like, you know, let's get Benfica, let's get Villarreal, you know, the Europa final with both of them technically. But the thing was that Madrid doesn't look like the sharpest. The one thing that I think your boy Joey mentioned is the matchup with Vinny, and if James is going to be healthy. Now, if Espilicueta is like, he's great, but I don't know if he has the legs to keep up with Vinicius, and we're still trying to untangle Alonso. So I don't know how he's going to keep up with Vincenzo after he got twisted in the Lille game. But I think with Pulisic and Mount, you know, we can attack Carvajal's side. And, you know, I think that might be the difference right there, because I think with our midfield, we dominate in that. And, you know, PSG did give us the blueprint on how to beat them. Like, the reason why PSG lost, like, they shot themselves in the foot. And I don't know what pundit. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. No, go on.
Is that I forgot what pundit mentions that once PSG go down a goal or get scored on, they collapse. Like, they just panic and it was two mistakes really, and it was just kind of like a ticking time bomb. And when you have Benzema on top, it's like you can't give Benzema any breathing space. He will pounce. He sniffs out for blood like a shark, man.
Yeah, and the thing is he's not just deadly in the box, he's very deadly outside of it. Not even just with his shooting, but his ability to create play and break down attacks, find that run as well, really break our lines. He's a threat. He's a complete center forward. That's what he is. He's an absolute killer number 9. Everything else around it as well, in terms of even being a playmaker. He's such a complete player. That's a striker that can play just all out number 9. He can play false 9. He can even play number 10 if he wants to. He's a proper baller. But I've got confidence that we've got enough defensively solid players in that team to be able to take care of it. And certainly the experience, obviously, names mentioned in N'Golo Kante, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, even Mateo Kovacic. You know how much he helps. And I think in that game, what's going to be key is that Kovacic and Kante pivot. That is going to have to be a must, especially at the fact that Alonso is definitely going to need help defending on that left side. And we've seen how many times Kovacic does go over there and help Alonso when he doesn't necessarily have the legs to get back, or if he's being double teamed, Kovacic will go over there and they'll help him out. So I think that pivot is going to be absolutely key for that. But let's move on to, before we do move on to the ownership question, do you think we will make it through to the semis?
I think so. History actually helps us with this, because I saw a post that says that Chelsea have not lost in 5 matches in major competitions versus Madrid, ranging from 1971, we won our first European Cup, and up until last year. So if history does repeat itself, my guess is we're going to go through 3-2 aggregate, which I do hope. And then
absolutely. And you know what else I will say is if we go through, we're not going to spank Real Madrid. And nobody's saying that with their pushovers or nothing. No, I say it with the utmost respect. I think if we go through, it's exactly like you said. It's going to be by very, very narrow margins, because this Real Madrid is an improvement from what we saw last season. Let's have it right. But let's move on to the final topic, which is obviously today being the deadline day for the Chelsea bids. Out of the bidders that you have seen, the prospective buyers, who is your first choice?
How can I say no to the Saudis, man? But the thing,
you kind of said it at the beginning. You said it at the beginning. It's a Saudi thing all the way. So, what do you think it is about the Saudi ownership that what is it that attracts you so much about the Saudi ownership? I'm asking stupid questions here, I know, but I have to ask you.
I mean, the thing is that, like, people want to save money. I mean, all these people have money. I think even with the Goldstein Wiz, or Wise, however you say his name, got another partner, Clear Lake, I think, firm or investments worth about 60 billion. But the thing is that I just have so much PTSD with seeing American owners, and all due respect with Todd Bowley and the Ricketts family, please stay away from us. The Jets owners, please stay away from us. Like, you guys can't even manage your own teams. The Jets are been pretty crappy. And I grew up as an American football fan all my life, and I don't remember them ever being good. But
I find that so interesting, because, like, literally, I'd say most of the Americans that I've spoken to do not want American ownership whatsoever, and that's quite telling for me. I ain't gonna lie.
Here's the thing: it's because when we've seen, it's because their first love is their football or their baseball teams,
absolutely.
and their well, I'll say soccer, just to not say football too many times. Their soccer clubs in England, it's like their ugly stepchild. No disrespect. It's like they don't care about them. There's like, look at the Cronkies, man. Like, the Rams won Super Bowl, and I honestly feel like if Arsenal were to win the Europa and maybe in their wildest dreams Champions League or the Premier League title, I don't think he's even gonna care. He's going to probably use that money to help invest in the LA Rams even more, like how he invested for the SoFi Stadium.
Which is what we don't want. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's the Saudi situation. But listen, thank you very much for joining in on the show. Do you have anything that you would like to plug before you do go?
You know what? I am trying to start my own soccer, football channel. At a time podcast. I'm just getting started. I only got like 2 videos up, which I'm trying to cut down to, because they're all like 30 minutes plus. But yeah, like I hopefully, like, I just would like keep putting more stuff out there, collab with with your channel, maybe Eunice or George Benson, Matisse, or it doesn't even have to be even Chelsea fans or Chelsea channels.
mean,
I love anything soccer.
I mean, listen, what I would say to everybody is the best thing that you can do is pick up the camera and just keep switching it on. 1 second, 1 second. Bear noise in the background. Sorry about that. Well, I just lost my trail of thought. What were you saying?
I think you were saying that just pick up the camera, and that's true.
Yeah, literally, just pick up the
stuff
camera,
out
be
there.
consistent, bro, because your passion will shine through, bro. That's what matters. Just be consistent. But definitely send me a link to your channel, bro. Like I said, everybody that jumps on here, I'm gonna plug your thing. You get
As
me?
long as I
But
could
big
talk
up
about
yourself.
soccer and make people laugh, man.
No,
That's all I want.
100%. But big up yourself. Thank you very much once again for joining in. I still have several others backstage. I don't want to keep on waiting too long because I know it's late in some parts of the world, man. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Guni.
Sid, thank you very much for waiting patiently. You have been waiting for a while, man. I will have Hanno will be after Sid, then AJ will be after, then Brussels is Blue will be after that. And anyone else after that, obviously, will be whoever comes first. But Sid, how are you doing? I know it's very, very late out there. Talk to me about the Lille versus Chelsea game. But in fact, before that, tell me how you're doing, man. Let me know how you're doing. Let the people know how you're doing.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm like you and every single other Chelsea fan. I'm very anxious to know the decision as to who's going to be the new Chelsea owner. Yes, I know we've got a game this weekend, but I mean, today's the deadline day. So how can we not have that on our mind? But I've got to keep it composed. I've got to keep the structure of the show. We will come to that in the end. I will get your thoughts on that in the end. But first, talk to me about what you thought about the Lille versus Chelsea game, the 2-1 victory.
The first half was crazy because of the formation that we thought we can protect. Because as I said in last week's video, Lille are going to come at us. We predicted two midfielders, Kovacic and Kante, and Tuchel said, I'm going with three to protect everything. But it was not appropriate, I guess, because we were not fluent enough in our move and we were one-man short always in attack. You also saw that, Guni. We were always one-man short when we were attacking. And there were only two wide men that were thrown to outer cust towards corner flag and no one was there in the middle.
Exactly.
So he changed the tactics and bring on Mount because Mount also brings energy. And by saving Kovacic also because he was playing many minutes and also he was injured before. So taking care of Kovacic because Jorginho was passing the ball well, but he was not on full rhythm, I guess. But at the end, the result was good. We were always going through that. I don't think Lille were that dangerous, other than one header which hit the post. Mendy didn't even made a save.
No, absolutely. The game. I mean, I don't want to keep repeating myself and just boring the people. But I was, the second half tactics just changed the game completely. Like you said, in particular, there was a lot of isolation in our attack in the first half. Wing backs not able to get forward, but second half we obviously saw the difference. That the counter pressing, the energy was different, and from that point onwards, I felt that we was going to be comfortable in winning the game. But we're going to move on to the next round, which is the quarterfinals against Real Madrid. First leg at Stamford Bridge. It is a different Real Madrid that we're facing from last season, a much improved one. How do you feel about our chances going to the semi-final?
It's 100% for me. I don't think we are going to crumble against Real Madrid because I saw both leg against PSG. When you press them and press them hard, they can't resist that. With their aging midfield, they can't resist that. And their backline has not seen a press like this because they are not adaptive to a press like Premier League teams.
That's a very, very good point.
Yeah, you have seen that in Premier League, even lower teams can press you hard. And if you press hard, what Real Madrid did in the second half was press PSG hard and made them errors because they tried to play from the back. And our defense, I think, is still the best defense in Champions League at present.
No,
We are not going
absolutely.
to do mistakes like Marquinhos.
Mm-hmm.
I know Benzema is good, but we can double it on with the same level of players with Thiago Silva and Rudiger. And everybody is worried about Vinicius. I can say that if we can switch to the tactics of last year, has been Equator at right center back and Reece James at right wing back, if he is fit, then we are
We
going
will
to
shut
sort
them
that out
down.
also, man.
Yeah, bruv. Listen, I love your energy, bruv. And I love the way you're explaining yourself as well. 100%. Do you actually have a channel? I'm supposed to ask that last at the end, but like the way you're communicating, I'm impressed. Do you have your own
Nah,
channel?
man,
You're just a man
I'm
that
just a
watches
fan,
football.
man.
Yeah, he's just a fan. Hey,
I just
honestly.
I just like to jump on channels, talk to people. I even go to different clubs channel also. I like to talk.
Yeah, man. Oh, I'm enjoying. This is the thing. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this is one of the best things that I've done on this channel, just opening up to you guys and interacting and just getting to know people with the different views, man. It's a great experience. And that just brings me on to the super chat. Thank you very much, Exeter 1985. Again, Guni, my friend, you have found your strength on YouTube. Interactive people, not a lot of channels are doing what you're doing. Well, this is what I will say. I will encourage them to do the same thing because they are missing out. This is what it's about. This is the essence of doing this whole fans channel. There's not only one fan or two fans. There's plenty of them. This space is open for all of you, not just Chelsea fans. Rival fans are welcome. The banter's welcome. You already know what it is. But let's move on to the next question in terms of the ownership. The big talking point of the week, and today is actually the deadline day. I would like to know who you would like as our next managers, because I know you're going to give me a level-headed answer. Not like the other ones didn't. Everybody gave me very good reasons, but I'm interested to know your opinion.
See, everybody is going to say Saudi. Why don't you want to become the richest club in the world when you can afford everything? But the point is, I'm not even bothered with American owners. The fact is, when you see Todd Bowley, he's with LA Dodgers and he always tend to buy the best players over
Yeah.
that league. And also, people say the fact about Kroenke, but I read a fact that after his debt for the Emirates Stadium was over, he spent the most in last 2 summers. He spent the most, Guni. This season it's around 160 million, and last season it was around 100 million, I guess, if I'm
Wow.
not wrong. He spent the most. So it's not like they don't spend. Man United system is different. They always care about PR and all that. They are the biggest club. It's different. But Arsenal, Kroenke has invested in that,
Hmm.
and I think uh, the project that Boli has is good, and he is the person who has a mind for running a sports club, which he has done in different. He has a stakes in LA Lectures, the
Mm-hmm.
basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no problem with that. I am also comfortable with Saudi because no one would deny a Saudi owner who is the richest owner in the world, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just be able to afford everything. But this is my thing about the Todd Bowley situation. Look, quite a few Americans, they're very, quite a few have been on here. They don't want American owners, but just from the model that I've seen from Todd Bowley, what he's doing with his own clubs, it's not a bad thing. But this is the thing, that's if they're willing to have the same intentions for our sport, football, because we do know that that natural bias to American sport is going to be there because that's what they grew up on. So we got to see whether that they're going to convert that same kind of love and attention to Chelsea Football Club. And I think that's what people are kind of skeptical about right now.
See, Guni, we can't take what's in his head, but he has a winning mentality over there. Winning mentality doesn't change. The fact that your mind is towards money
Mm-hmm.
because of your partners, because it's a consortium. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the difference. But Todd Bowley has a winning mentality. I
Mm-hmm.
can guess that I'm not American, so I can know fully about him. But what I read and what I know, I guess.
It's a winning
So I'm
mentality.
not bothered with the American owner also.
No,
But
yeah, so it's the right one.
Not the Ricketts, Chicago club owners. They are
Mm-hmm.
horrific men. They were planning to place a bid over there, and their fans were protesting that side
Yeah, no,
because they
thank
are the
you.
worst land club there.
Yeah, no, thank you. We don't want them anywhere near our club. But Sid, I have to let you go. Thank you very much for joining in. I've got Hanno who is waiting patiently backstage and has been for a while. But hopefully, I will see you back on the show next week, Sid. Thank you very much, man. Hanno is back. Big up yourself, man. How are you doing this evening? I know it's a little late for you over there. Thank you very much for waiting, though.
No, it's all fine, Guni.
Talk to me. We got the Lille. We just beat Lille 2-1 away from home. Did you catch that game?
Yes. I just want to speak on Chalaba. I don't know, since he came back from injury, he's been absolute garbage. He's like the Alonso, just right centre back.
Here's the thing. I don't think Chalaba's a bad centre back. I just think, because listen, we got to remember the expectation of Chalaba is high because he set his own standard. He did everything perfect when he broke through. He got his goals defensively. He was solid. But now, like you said, since after this injury, there has been mistakes. There has been issues with aggression in certain dangerous areas. So I get where you're coming from. But we got to remember that he is a young player still. He's very young. There's a lot for him to learn. And he's got the best personnel around him to learn. Yo, you still there?
Yes. Yeah, true. But if he continues on this run, I'm only scared if he and him and SB are on that right side versus Vinicius. Oh, I'm gonna pull out some hair. I think I'm gonna be bold after that game.
Then you can join the Bald Lives Matter gang. You know what I mean? We're always inviting people. You're always welcome. But talk to me about the draw today with Real Madrid. Are you confident that we can make it through to the semi-finals?
Yes, I'm not confident, but I believe we can. Control Benzema and Vinicius Jr. and everything's good. I just hope Alonso doesn't make a mistake. If he makes a mistake and they score a goal, I'm gonna throw the TV with something.
Well,
I'm gonna lose
that's
it.
the thing. That's the thing that everybody is worried about because obviously Chilwell's not going to be fit in time for the game. In fact, he's not going to be back at all this season. Thomas Tuchel has already said. But I do think with the right support on that side, i.e. Kovacic, and if one of our forwards do get back and sacrifice themselves in help, I don't know whether Mason Mount might support that left side and drop deep and help out and create a free on that side. I don't know how it's going to be done, but definitely he's going to need some protection there. But I like how you said, that you're not super confident because I can see that you respect Real Madrid. We all are. They're much better than they were last season. So definitely, if you could give me a result, what would you give me?
Probably the Bernabeu. We will win 1-0, and at home it will be 1-1. So 2-1 on aggregate.
Narrow. You see that everybody's coming with the narrow victory, man. Just a 1-goal difference. I mean, it is Real Madrid. Like I said, they're on good form. Five more games before they win La Liga, so they'll definitely be on the bounce. But let's move on to the topic.
I just want to ask quickly something.
Go on.
In the game versus Lille, Havertz and Pulisic, I don't know if you picked up, they were running the same channel. So if Kovacic when Kovacic would play ball through, they will both attack the ball and running the same gap. So, and that's why I thought Mount should come on, because then Pulisic can shift to the right or stay on the left, and Havertz can move like he wants. He can move to the left if he wants. He can come deep, and so that's the only thing I need Mount. Wait, the only reason why I will play Mount is because of he creates that space and gives energy.
No, that's a very good and fair analysis, to be fair, man. That's a very good analysis. And that's never a good thing. Obviously, attackers occupying each other's positions is frustrating. You get me? It stops the fluidity. So it's a good bit of analysis from you. I must say, I'm impressed, man. Definitely. Hey, smash the like button. Show my brother here some support, man. At a young age, already making wise decisions and seeing mature things there. But let's move on to the ownership of the club. Who would you like to see take over Chelsea Football Club?
The Saudis, of course.
The Saudis.
I was on Elizabeth Velenik stream just after the draw, and someone put a comment in about the Saudis putting in a bid around exceeding 4 billion. I don't know if it is true. Don't take my word, but that's what I read. So yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen that story, but here's where I think it would. I doubt it, because that is massively putting a bid that's overvaluing the club. Because listen, in terms of the rumored 2.7 billion that they're ready to put in, nobody else has come with a solid cash offer. So I think within that region, it should be good anyway. I think they should be all right in that region. For me personally, I think it's looking like it will go that way. It only makes sense from the evidence that has been presented to us in terms of the project, in terms of the funds being readily available to buy the club. I think it should be a no-brainer that they take the club, but you never know. But Hanno, I've got another guest that is waiting for me backstage. As always, thank you very much for joining me. Do you have anything that you want to plug to the rest of the channel? Do you have your own channel, your own socials? Let the people them know.
You can follow me on Twitter. I know Chelsea fan, and that's all. And I just want to say, plug your channel, subscribe, do everything.
Thank you.
Then the Football Terrace, absolute great channel. Can go on there.
Big up Terry
speak your mind,
man. 100%. Big up Terry and all them over there at the Football Terrace as well. We're supporting the team.
That's all.
Hanno,
thank you.
Thank you very much for joining me. Brussels is Blue is next, and then Anas, you will be following straight afterwards, my friend. Brussels is Blue. What's going on? You've got a bit of blur going on with your camera. Get in the focus a little bit.
All right, all right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you. I see you. I see you with the do-rag as well, shining.
Man, you know how it is. Gotta keep that hair pushed down.
Hey, bruv, that's a luxury that I haven't had for over a decade now. So don't talk to me about hair on the head.
Yeah, man, just like you said, Bud Lives Matter, man.
Bud Lives Matter, trust me, and I'm the president. But talk to me about the Lille versus Chelsea game. Obviously, we got the 2-1 win. I'm not going to give my thoughts because I've done it way too many times, and I'm pretty sure the people are like, just let people talk, Guni. So talk to me about the Lille game, bro.
Yeah, man. Like you said, it was a very professional job. You know, we just did our job. We just went there, looked at the situation, we tuned it up. We didn't have to do a lot, so we just shepherded them. They got lucky, really. That handball was, we can say it's a handball. It's Europe, so we just accepted it's a handball. And they scored, and then it meant we just had to turn up the notch a little bit. Tuchel made the change and brought in Mason, and we added a little bit more firepower, and then that was it. We just added 2, and that was it. Just finished the game. All we needed was getting the pot for the draw. That was it.
No, absolutely, and like I mentioned, all things considered, because there was a lot of uncertainty going into this game, because there was controversy. Can Chelsea afford to get over to Lille? Will they be able to continue in the Champions League? And then there's the whole situation with Abramovich, the sanctions, the future of the players being uncertain. So every result that we're getting is massive for me. And somebody quite rightly said in the comments, I do actually believe it was Jake that said it, that, you know, this is a period in our history where if we come through strong, that we should never forget it. The way Tuchel and Azpilicueta and the seniors have led this team, so definitely it is a positive result. But speaking of the Champions League, we did get the draw today for the quarterfinals. We did draw Real Madrid. We'll be facing them at Stamford Bridge in the first leg. Talk to me. What do you think our chances are of going through to the semis are against Real Madrid over 2 legs?
I mean, Real Madrid is not the Real Madrid of old. If you play the occasion or play Real Madrid, the team, you know, with the name, with the club and the history, you'll find it difficult. Just play Real Madrid, the 11 on the field there on that day. Man for man, we can handle them. They're not a difficult opponents. Like Bayern would have been very hard for us because, you know, on both sides of the flanks we are going to be suffering. Like it's going to be hell. But with Real Madrid, we know who is dangerous, you know. And we've sort of dealt with them before. It's not going to be that hard. So Real Madrid is not easy. Like we're not going to sit here and disrespect our opponents. Like, oh yeah, Real Madrid is easy because we beat them last season. No, Real Madrid is Real Madrid. So Real Madrid will be Real Madrid, and we have to go there, be professional, and not take this game for granted. We really want to get another Champions League under our belts. Like it's not a joke. Like,
no, facts. And do you know why it would be extra sweet this season? Not just because of the back-to-back. It would just be the perfect way to send off Roman Abramovich as his final season at the club, I think.
Perfect send-off and a very perfect, you know, FU to BJ.
To everybody.
Everybody who has really taken advantage of this. I have such a big list of all these people. And oh my God.
I know every single Chelsea fan, in the comments, and myself included. If it's not written down, we've got a mental FU list for everybody who's been trolling. I'm so happy.
Everyone. And I can't wait. I'm like right now. I'm really silent. I'm not getting into it too much. I'm like, okay, let them talk. Let them troll. Like Ben Gibson. Oh my God, Ben Gibson, Middlesbrough. Oh my. I really hope we smash them. Like I don't want that to be a professional. I don't want that to be a 1-0. I don't want to be 2-0. I want us to smash them.
Yeah,
really smash them. Really smash them. Like that's what's going to satisfy me. I feel like we've had like a lot of wins in a row now, but I still need something. And getting that one over Gibson, oh my God, that would be beautiful. Tasty. That would be so tasty.
Sweet. Speaking of that FA Cup as well, I really want to win that cup this year. I have to. I need.
Yeah, last season I was so mad after. I was
it's
mad
still fresh.
The only reason we let it go was the Champions League. You know, we got big years. We let the oldest one go.
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
but this year we're looking at it now.
Yep. Hopefully we can get 2 of them. If we get both of them, that would be great. But the next topic, which is the final one, is who would you like to see taking over Chelsea Football Club?
To be honest, I don't really care who gets to own Chelsea. I mean, if they have the money, let them have the money and come in. I mean, they have to have the money to have even put in the bid in the first place. But one thing that we demand for as Chelsea fans is excellence.
Absolutely. 100%.
Simple. We don't want stress. We don't want to have to ask you to do. We don't want to Chelsea fans don't have to do hashtags, banners, blah 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 to get something done at the club. You know, the club should know on its own, like, oh, okay, yeah, results are not going well. Manager doesn't seem to have a clue. Okay, manager, you're out. Get the next person who can do it in quick. Like we don't want any slow decision making.
Yeah, exactly.
Decisiveness. Like, no, we want proactive ownership. Like, you know, the owner is there, making sure everything is running smoothly. Like, that's all we want. And on the football side of things, no matter how much money you invest, like, it's not really about investment or anything because Man United have invested money. Arsenal this season have spent, and their fans would celebrate fourth like it's the best thing in the world. You know, what we're saying is that we want an owner. If it's not about the money, make sure that you are proactive. If we need a center forward, we'll get a center forward. We need a center back, we'll get a center back. We need to renew a contract, renew it. Like, you don't let contracts die out. You know, some of these mistakes that we've made over the past few years, letting Rudy get contracts.
Yeah, we can't let
get
that
as
happen
far.
again. And do you know what? I'll say this with Exeter 1985 is mentioned. The Dodgers owner would be completely different than the other Americans. That's Todd Bowley. And what he's actually saying is true. The Dodgers it's a proper organization that others. I hear that from several people. So this is what I mean. I'm sort of with, as much as I want the Saudis because I know what they can financially offer the club, and like even with the Saudis, the one thing that I do hope that they do is try and keep one or two of the people from the old regime. For example, I think your legends such as Peter Cech should stay there because he's done a good job so far in terms of his eye for recruitment, which was not even his job. And you know, coming in and helping with the youth coming to the team and all that stuff. It wasn't just Lampard that done that. Peter Cech also had to say, as did the youth academy, they had to say. So I think keeping him on, I think some might feel a bit funny about this, but I think for in terms of transition to sort of make the day-to-day running easier, I think Marina Granovskaya should try and stay. Now, I do know she is very, you know, she's Roman Abramovich and her are like this in terms of trusted business partnership. But if there's any way of being able to maintain her in the club and sort of easing up that transition, I think that would be helpful. But that's just my thoughts on it. Brussels is blue. Thank you very much for joining me. I've got one more person waiting backstage who will actually be the last caller that I am taking in. And that's before I get you on, make sure your camera is switched on and your mic is not on mute. I can see you backstage. New York City is run. Yeah, there it is. Bare noise in the city, blood. Without fail. I thought I got rid of this in my old place. Big up the people that have been doing that have been watching me in my old place with the old noise, all that noise and stuff. But it has gone. Anas, thank you very much for joining in the interactive live stream. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. AJ, I forgot about you. You will be the last one. You'll be the last one for the day. So just letting the people know there'll be nobody else jumping in after this. But how are you doing today, my friend Anas?
I'm good. I'm good. A bit, I don't know, anxiety is getting over me because of ownership and all that, and it is costing money. You know, we had all these Telegraph subscriptions and athletic subscriptions, and even time. I'm not being able to concentrate on my work and all, but yeah, I think it's good, and signs are good. Reports are coming on good. I think it's, I don't know, few minutes. I mean, almost 20 minutes are left before the last bid could come in. So fingers crossed. Let's see.
Yeah, it is anxious times. But before we do come on to that, let's just quickly go over. Did you catch the Lille game by any chance?
Yeah.
Let's just quickly get your thoughts on the Lille game. What did you take?
Um,
Positives you took, negatives that you saw.
I was not looking for negatives because at this moment, I think at least I can talk about myself that I'm not looking for negatives because of what's going on and all that, because it will be very harsh, you know. Even let's say uh, tomorrow's game, um, worst case scenario, we get knocked out against Middlesbrough. Worst case scenario, I don't think any one of us can, I mean, blame Tuchel or the players, because it's a very tough time, and the professionalism, and they should show that. It's not that it's something extraordinary, but it's commendable. Sometimes you have to commend. I know, I mean, all of these players and backroom staffs and manager and all that, they earn millions and they have savings and all that. They even now they are, you know, they're well groomed and all that, but it's very hard to work in these environments. And
Mhm.
as far as game is concerned, I think for once we were clinical. We took our chances, and it was, I think for me, it was comfortable. If anyone thought that we would go there and we will just win it 5-0 or 7-0, it wasn't going to be like that. It's a Champions League away fixture.
Nah, well, I agree with what you said, especially in terms of criticizing performances and the club. I mean, there are extremes to this. I mean, if there are extreme performances that warrant criticism, I will still do that. But I am sensitive of the situation right now, and I feel it's been dealt with very well. Since this news has come out, we haven't lost a single game. We've won all our games. So, you know, we must be doing something right. Good leadership. But let's move on
Tuchel.
Thomas Tuchel, exactly, Thomas Tuchel. But that brings us on to the draw today that we saw in the Champions League. We did draw Real Madrid, who are in very, very good form, 5 games away potentially from winning the La Liga trophy. And they are a different opponent from what we saw last season. They have improved, certainly. So how do you feel about our chances? Yeah, how do you feel about our chances going through to the semis this season?
For me, it's 50-50 because even with the aging squad and all that, I mean, technically they're playing with the OGs and all that, but Ancelotti has done a very, very good job. I still cannot understand why he went to Everton. I still can't. I cannot understand why he went to Everton. I mean, we're talking about Carlo Ancelotti, the person who has won, who built that prime AC Milan, that Shevchenko and Paolo Maldini AC Milan.
Yeah, and can I also say he's withstood the test of time. He's come through several generations and he's still here and winning. So I'm happy you pointed that out.
I was so pissed when we sacked him because I come from a generation of Chelsea fans. My father was a Chelsea fan. My grandfather was a Chelsea fan.
That's wicked.
I'm a Chelsea fan since I was 8 years old.
Okay.
My first season was 98-99. So I've seen some very bad things. But Carlo, and even when Mourinho got sacked first time, it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Second time, it was meant to be. I mean, but even Conte, it was meant to be because he wasn't behaving like a Chelsea manager. Imagine Jose Mourinho or Conte right now as a Chelsea manager. We would have been shut down. We would have been liquefied by now.
It would have been a catastrophe, certainly in terms
But
of, you know,
our chances are,
you never know.
Our chances for Champions League. I don't want to say anything, but I'm quite positive. I don't know why. I just don't know why. Because realistically, it's not good. But I don't know what Tuchel. Just when you think that Tuchel couldn't be more perfect, he comes up with a statement or an answer in a press conference, and you be like, "Wow, how can someone be so calm and so composed at these moments of uncertainty?" It's very commendable, very, very commendable.
Nah, man, I have to agree with you. And because I've got one more person waiting and I'm actually short on time, I'm going to have to move on quickly to the question about who would you like the new Chelsea owners to be with the options that we've seen so far.
The thing is, Ricketts family, I don't think we should even consider Ricketts family. The only two options are Saudi Media Group and Todd Bowley, and both of them have their pros and cons.
Absolutely.
It's not like I wouldn't be blindsided by Saudi Media Group's money and all that. And I'm a Muslim, but I won't be blindsided by that. I know what goes on there and all that. So now I think it's just fate. Whoever comes. I just want stability at my club. That's it.
And I think, and to be honest with you, I think we'll get it, especially if Roman is involved in this decision.
Yeah, that is key.
He's gonna want somebody who's gonna build on from the vision and make sure that, you know, that they're actually gonna follow through. But Anas, I really appreciate you coming through. This was your first time calling into the show, I believe. So hopefully I will see you again next week. Big up yourself, man.
Hopefully.
Thank you.
Big up.
AJ, my last.
Yo, Guni.
I know I didn't really prepare you for this. I kind of just sprung it on top of you, like boom, it's here. You know what I'm saying? But how you doing, my man? You good?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Yeah,
man, I love this platform, man. I just want to say we appreciate you, you know, giving us a voice, you know.
No, I appreciate you lot for supporting the thing. This is the least that I can do. Like, I love interacting with you guys. The whole point of doing the lives was to try and get to know people, and then, you know, there's only so far you can go with comments, which is why I opened up the platform so I can speak to everybody
Appreciate
face
it, bro.
to face. But yeah, man, I'm loving every second of this, my brother. So
Yeah.
talk to me. 2-1 versus Lille away in France, all circumstances considered. Talk to me about that performance, man.
Listen, I hear people complaining about the 3-5-2 that Tuchel tried to pull off. I'm not mad at it, you know. First of all, we have three, you know, world-class midfielders. They did play together under Sarri together. We won Europa, you know, we came fourth, so they have some pedigree there. But you know where it went wrong? It was the wing backs, really. We don't have, if you want to play three in the midfield, you got to have them wing backs. They got to be doing that attacking work relentlessly,
Absolutely.
you know. So I mean, Tuchel tried it, you know, but he realized it wasn't working, so he changed it at halftime, you know, and that just shows, you know, that he's tapped in, you know, he right away he knows what's going on. So he made that change. Mount came in, and you know, we just took over the game. They couldn't handle us from there, so it was good. It was a good performance.
No, 100%. It was a needed performance as well because, you know, to bounce back from that goal away in a competition like the Champions League, it was a big thing for me. And again, it's just everything that's surrounding the situation. This pinned comment that I've got up here, Tuchel has been managing this situation amazingly. That's exactly it. So we really got him to thank, the leadership in the squad, the seniority in the squad. When all this is over, we definitely cannot forget this, man. Azpilicueta, if he's going to stay on at the club or if he's not going to stay on at the club, I think we can all agree that he deserves an absolute boss of a send-off. 100%. But that brings... But go on.
To cut you off, we need to try to keep Azpili, especially if we having this little turmoil. You know, even if it's one more year, we definitely got to keep Rudiger. So hopefully we could keep Rudiger and Azpili. But if not, I mean, like you said, we send them off in a big way.
I mean, in terms of keeping them, there's been rumors coming out in the media saying that several of the investors that are looking to buy Chelsea have stated that, you know, the contract renewal of Rudiger, Jorginho, looking at these situations is going to be very key for them. So they're not just going to be looking at plans on building the stadium. Some of them are actually going to be looking at the men's first team where they can improve their contract situations, so on and so forth. So hopefully we get the right team to get that done. But let's move on quickly to the Champions League draw today. We've got Real Madrid first leg at Stamford Bridge. How do you feel? Because this is a different Real Madrid team from last season. It has improved, but how do you feel?
I mean, firstly, I wanted to avoid an English team at least one more round, you know? So that's two teams out the way. I wanted to avoid Bayern just because, you know, you never know what Bayern you're gonna get. They could easily beat you 5-0.
Facts.
So that's three teams out the way. So it was just Atleti, Benfica, Villarreal, and Real. I mean, we got the harder out of the four, but I mean, I think it's a decent tie, to be honest. You know, it's decent. We can't complain too much.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We can't. And it's a thing where I still think we've got enough to do it. I still do. I mean, I was saying about, you know, Cruz and Modric and the senior kind of players. Modric had a fantastic game against PSG. Benzema, obviously, as we know, had a fantastic game. So did Rodrigo and Vinicius and one or two others. But someone in the comments did rightly point out that they have options off the bench. I mean, you've got Camavinga, you've got Valverde who can come in and sort of give them younger legs in that midfield. So it's not necessarily a foregone conclusion, but I do think with the experience that these youngers have, and I think with the leadership that we have and everything that's going on at the club, I think we can get it done, especially if the players have got it in their mind that, you know, this is going to be the perfect send-off for Roman Abramovich. I think we can do it again this year. It's a lot to ask to do it back-to-back. We've got to respect the teams that are still in it, but teams also have to respect us because we're the champions. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's big facts. And, you know, just to see how we compare against them, I believe our defense is stronger than them, like right off the bat. You know, we have Rudiger and Thiago Silva. They're like on another level right now. So I believe our midfield, you know, our midfield really edges them, you know, especially in terms of energy. You know, they do have a deadly striker. Like, I really like Benzema. You know, he's just a complete striker, complete player in general. You know, he does everything. So it's gonna be even, you know. But I think if we really show up and if we play with energy, then I think we'll beat them, you know, because our team is just a bit more dynamic than their team.
No, absolutely. I agree with you, man. And the last topic before I do put this interactive live to a close is the ownership question. The options that you have seen so far, who is your number one favorite?
I don't like to get into like these politics stuff, but I want an owner who's, you know, every summer, you know, they prepared to back the team, they're prepared to defend the team, you know, they're representing the team well. So I hopefully, you know, I think it's between Saudi or Bowley, Mr. Bowley. They're probably the most credible, you know. So I mean, I'm leaning more to Saudi just because I know that, you know, at the end of the day, they can at least back the team, you know,
Facts.
financially. So that's something to fall back on. I don't know how the finances of like the American, once it's a consortium, you know, that means that they're putting money together.
You got money from several sources.
So if they want to make a move, they got to have 12 meetings and this, that, and the third. So it's, you know, so I mean, I'm leaning more to Saudi, but you know, whoever it is, I just hope they take us forward from where Roman has taken us. We're not trying to go back. Like we're a big team now, you know. So we're
exactly.
a big player.
We're a big player in Europe. Absolutely. Yeah. I respect your answer, man, because you know, several Americans have been on here, as you've seen, and they're very much against any American ownership. But my thing is that I don't care what nationality that you are. As long as you're coming into Chelsea Football Club and fulfilling what needs to be fulfilled and keeping us at a competitive level, and at the same time not neglecting the fans the way Manchester United and Arsenal do. Yeah, yes. We still should have a voice. We're that club where if we put our foot down, Roman and them used to listen. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully that can you know. I'm speaking too much.
Yeah, I hear you.
Obviously that can.
I know how it goes.
I did it again. Did you just hear me do it again? Obviously that needs to continue. I got it right. Obviously that needs to continue. But yeah. But AJ, thank you very much for joining me on the live. Hopefully, I will see you again next week. You was on the first one.
Yes.
Pick up yourself for that. Do you have anything that you want to plug to the people?
No plug-in right now. Maybe in the future, though.
All right, man. And like I said, the channel's open to you at any time that you want to jump on,
Appreciate
man. You just let me know. Okay, people. That is it for the interactive live. Thank you so much for joining in and supporting the thing. I really enjoy interacting with you lot. I don't just say it, you see it. I enjoy my time with you. So big up everybody that did jump in here, and I encourage the rest of you that are in the chat, jump on. Like I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not gonna bite your head off. I'm just trying to get to know the people them a lot more, and just do as it says right there in that comment, in that Man Knows Football comment. Smash the like button and subscribe if you are new. We are on the road to 10K. We reached 6K the other day, and for that, I want to thank you so much. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be getting these subscribers that we're getting. We're doing this as a community effort, but let's continue the push. Let's get to 10K. And also as well, a few things that I do need to plug. I did feature on Troops is back again. Yes, so to the people that are just coming in at the beginning of the show, I did let the people know I did jump on back again. It is the latest episode out now on the channel. Myself, Troops, and Zard, like good old times. What the people asked for. You get me? Exactly what the people asked for. The people asked for it. We couldn't ignore it. Man, jump back on camera. Whether it's going to be a long-term thing, because that's a question I'm getting asked a lot in the DMs, I have to keep. Because myself, I don't even know. We just have to see what happens. You get me? But I enjoyed being there, definitely. It was a nice feel to be back. I was just talking to Jetski, the producer, before I jumped on the live. The vibes were good. The vibes were correct. But you get me? Go and check that out. Also, go and check out the show that I done with Lee Gunner, Eunice, and Northside over on Lee Gunner's channel. I will be going on Matisse's Twitch. I believe it's today. We do usually Twitch on Fridays. I don't know if he was going to change the date, but hopefully he's not. Make sure you are following Matisse's socials and that, so you do know what time we'll be going live over on his Twitch if it is happening today. And before you leave here, please make sure you do, as it says on this comment here on the screen, Big up yourselves once again. I love you lot to bits. You lot make this YouTube thing so much more enjoyable. Keep me going on this journey, man. But big up yourselves wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Please make sure you do stay safe. Love people.